Good afternoon and welcome to the Careers Corner. Please could you introduce yourself?
So my name is Jessica Cale and I am a classical opera singer.
And what does your job involve, please?
So it can be quite varied from day to day, but it mainly involves performing as a soloist with orchestras or getting into hair and makeup and being on stage in the theatre and doing an opera, maybe a bit of touring across the world and maybe some teaching on the side, doing a bit of singing teaching.
Fantastic. And what was your careers journey to get to this point, please?
I think when I first went to my careers advisor when I was in school, I think they laughed at me when I said that I wanted to be a singer because they didn't think that it was a real job, but I was determined to show them that it was. And so I went and did a music degree at Cardiff University. And then I moved to London and threw myself into performing with professional choirs, and then decided I wanted to give opera a try. So then I went to the Royal College of Music and I've done a master's and I'm just finishing my artist diploma in opera there now.
Oh, wow. So do you need any particular qualification, skills or character traits to be successful?
I suppose technically you don't necessarily need any specific qualifications to be a singer, but you do need a basic understanding of music and I suppose a voice to start with.
Definitely.
But definitely qualifications do help. So I wouldn't say that a music degree has to be a definite. I think any kind of degree helps. But to then go on and do music training in a music college or a conservatoire somewhere, that definitely opens doors, especially in the opera world. So yeah, those are the kind of things. I think in terms of character traits, I'd say that it's not always an easy career. So you have to be extremely determined and sure that it's something you want to do. And I think you have to also be quite comfortable spending time on your own because it can be quite a lonely job when you're around touring and things like that. But I think it's one of those jobs, if you love it and your heart's in it, then you'll be all right.
Oh, fantastic. So could you describe a typical day as much as possible?
So there are many different days that I can have from day to day. So one could be traveling to a random part of the UK to practice with an orchestra and then put on a concert that evening, singing solo. Or it could be turning up to a theatre, getting into hair and makeup and costume and going on stage. Or it could be a day off in a completely random country that I've never been to or don't speak the language and just having a wander around and exploring places around the world.
Amazing. So what are the parts you've enjoyed most about your job?
I love the traveling. I think it's so exciting to experience different cultures and countries that I get paid to be there, which is great fun. And I love that hair and makeup time before I go on stage. I find that really calming and helps me to get into a character. So I love that little time. Yeah.
Fantastic. And what are the biggest challenges that you have faced?
I think, as I said earlier, it can be quite a lonely job. So you have to get used to being on your own and comfortable in your own company. It's also not necessarily always financially secure, especially at this time. So there's nothing to fall back on in terms of a salary or anything like that. And there's no sick pay. So in the UK, if you don't go on stage, you don't get paid. In Germany, they do, and Austria, they do pay sick pay to artists, but it's a different world over there in terms of arts. So yeah, it can be quite difficult.
Okay. And what advice would you give to someone considering joining the profession?
Learn your languages. Modern foreign languages, I think, are really useful. I wish someone had told me that. So if you can learn German and maybe French or Italian, that would set you in really good stead for this kind of career. Also, to build your resilience, and I think this is good for lots of young people in any work life, just to build your inner confidence and know that you're good enough to do something and not have to rely on other people to tell you, because it can be quite a critical industry, and as long as you know that you're good to be there, then that's all that matters.
Great advice. So who would be your role model?
I suppose my mum would be my role model, because she came from the Midlands, and it was quite a poor area. They were quite a poor family, but she worked really hard, and she knew that she was worth something, and she was intelligent, and she could do something with her life. And so she's now a head teacher, and she never doubted her ability to achieve something. So she'd be my role model, I think.
Fantastic. And I'm sure she'd be really chuffed that you said that as well. And finally, what advice would you give to your 15-year-old self?
I would say to myself to stop doubting that I could do something. If my heart's in something, then take every opportunity that comes and give it 100%, and just see what happens, and not be worried about failing, because we all make mistakes in life in different ways. But I think just go out there and explore the world and enjoy it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.